Welcome back to our live cast. Ray Gutierrez here on day 2 of E3 2013 here from the PlayStation booth. What an amazing day so far. I'm joined by this fine gentleman. We match. We totally did that on purpose. Steven Sinclair, creative director of Warframe. Dude, how does it feel?
Warframe.
Warframe.
Yep.
Warframe.
Yep.
It's a thug. So your game is playing on the big screen. That's sort of a big deal.
It's playing right now, yeah.
So meta. We're like live right now. We're talking about it, and it's playing around the booth over and over and over again.
On these like crazy wraparound screens. It's amazing.
That's awesome. So, two hot topics on your game.
Yeah.
Free and Space Ninjas.
Yeah. Here they are. This is space right here. Yeah. Well, we're showing. It's awesome. Like 3 months ago, Sony came to us and said, "What would you think about bringing Warframe, which is currently in a PC beta?
Right.
What would you think about bringing Warframe to the PlayStation 4?" And we said, "Well, you better send us some dev kits." And they did, and the team did amazing work. And here we are, 3 months later, in Sony's booth.
You're welcome.
Talking to Ray about
awesome
this free game that we're making for PlayStation 4.
So let's backtrack. I like the fact that you give me some backstory. So talk about how easy it is to develop for the PS4.
Well, I get this question a lot because I do the 3-month thing to try to like pat our team on the back. It's like 3 months, whatever. Wait till you see 6 months. Yeah, so a lot of people are asking me that over in the booth, like what's it like to develop for? And although I get new titles instead of a raise at work, I'm a programmer originally. So
I'm asking the right guy.
So it's a dream to work for, actually. Awesome. It's absolutely incredible. And you know, I can't wait because once I go back to Ontario, we're gonna thread some more things. And what we really wanna do is take our 1080p and lock it at 60 and just have an amazing Ninja experience.
Ninja experience. So now that you're on the show floor with us and other developers, do you kind of like stand back and look and be like, that looks great, I got to use that in our game?
Oh, like do I steal ideas from people?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I go around with like my little app and take little secret screenshots, and you know, it's interesting because I think we're one of the few games where we're trying to look really iconic, next gen and really high end. But this is an independent game for us.
That's awesome.
And we
I hear on these parts that PS4 is the independent console. I'm just saying, it's the console developed for every new time.
Completely agree. And I think that was what really excited us 3 months ago, is like the willingness to say, well, you guys don't have a publisher, you're funding this on your own. The players who are playing the PC beta right now have funded the game and the updates that we've done, and they're allowing us to grow the game almost like in a Kickstarter fashion.
Awesome.
So it's really like an honor and a pleasure to be here showing our Ninja game amongst all the crazy, amazing high-end stuff that I've been seeing. That's like awesome. Infamous, holy crap. Holy crap.
So let's talk about some of this B-roll.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
This looks fascinating. Speaking of stealing ideas, this looks a lot like Mass Effect with ninjas, which is a great thing.
Yeah, right, cool, yes, right. Well, this is a game idea that we actually tried to do at the beginning of last gen, which we used to call next gen for too long, and this is next gen.
I think next gen is next now.
Okay, so we're next now?
Now we're next gen.
So this is a game that we had this crazy idea to do like a Canadian manga sci-fi game, right? Canadian manga sci-fi. That makes no sense at all. Thanks for getting that right. So we had this idea and we went around and we did the typical thing. We were looking for a publisher, and they looked at it and went, whoa, you know, World War II games are kind of hot right now. Can you maybe set this in a more contemporary setting? So this was an idea that was a passion project for us that we put on the shelf. And as you can see, it's a very sort of, like a very distinct style. It's kind of this like, mix of Japanese influences, and it has almost an ancient feel at times. All these crazy powers that you have.
If you want to brag, this is all in-game right now.
This is all in-game right now.
Go ahead, brag. I want you to brag.
In-game, blocking with a sword. Yeah, our players are like, okay, so can we actually block lasers with swords? Yep, absolutely we can.
Awesome.
But to actually tell you about how the gameplay works, it is kind of, in some ways, a throwback to Phantasy Star Online. It has that ME3 co-op vibe. Awesome. But you are these exo-armored, you know, space ninja guys that we call Warframes, and we have
a cool name, by the way. So elegant, Warframe.
Warframe, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, the team hated that name.
No way, dude.
We had like a list of names, and we called it Lotus for a while because we thought it sounded pretty artsy.
But Warframe sounds cool.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Ray. I'm going to tell the team you said that. But anyway, of course, we love it now. We love it now. So the game is really kind of like an MMO light. You create your Warframe, all your weapons level up.
Awesome.
You find all these crazy artifacts that let you upgrade and customize it, and then you do boss raids with your friends. You build like a crazy clan. And what I'm really excited about for PlayStation players is when you get in a clan, you can actually build your own dojo with all your clan mates. Like, okay, this room goes here, there's an elevator, so there's a bit of like
That's gonna be, I'm that guy.
Are you that guy?
I'm the interior decorator.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
sweet.
that guy.
Well, this will scratch that itch. So, you know, we've added stuff to the game just recently where you can build a dojo, build a sparring room, and then you like kneel down like I'm not supposed to move off my mark, but
okay,
you can kneel down like a ninja, and then you can spar with your friends.
Right.
But it really is, unlike a lot of the free-to-play games that we've seen, this is a PvE co-op focused experience, right? So we did it a little bit differently that way, and that's really worked out well for us.
So now, is there a central villain? Because I see this badass dude walking around.
Yep.
What's his name? Or his code name? And his actual name.
I think we call him Old Man Winters because he gets frozen in this a lot. Awesome. And Mr. Orangutan, I think, is the other name we throw around.
Right.
He is a new villain that we're adding to the game, and he's of course going to be one of the earlier villains that PlayStation 4 players are going to be able to battle.
So boss. That's so cool.
Yeah. So this is sort of a metaphor for players kind of coming into the game, right? Like unfreeze. It's so this guy is actually after the Tenno, which are like the players of the game, right? Sort of like samurai or ninjas. Yeah. It's the Tenno is what we call players in general. He's after them because he wants the Warframe sort of technology for himself, and obviously he's got immortality issues. He looks kind of pretty old. And we have this crazy language we invented for them. And
see, that's cool. Like you're not just building a game about ninjas in space. You're actually building a whole mythology of backstory.
Exactly.
Iconic characters,
Absolutely.
a central villain.
Yep.
And his henchmen look pretty badass too. Like it looks great.
Yeah, well, this turned out really well actually. I sometimes get caught just kind of watching it and like
as the creative director,
wanting to touch it.
So as a creative director, you look back at the assets, you're like, we could have done something better there. We could have made that one light shinier. We could have done something with those textures.
I see like stuff
when do you let it go?
I see specular aliasing. That's the one that's really bugging me the most.
Okay.
When do you let it go?
When do you know how to let it go?
Well, because it's sort of independently made, we have to let it go very often because it's a very different pace for us. And what we want to do on PlayStation is have the game be continually growing. Because in a PvE game, you need the game world to evolve and new things to be added constantly. So that's my goal with the game as I smash the mic with my hands. Bonk. That's my goal with the game is to constantly grow it and evolve it. So
well, that's my next question.
We work on a TV schedule.
Okay.
First, it's not like here's 3 years to make a game like we usually do.
Awesome.
What you're seeing here is like a year and 3 months.
Wow.
So it is very tight.
As a creative director, how do you keep it fresh and creative and unique?
You get people that are way more creative and smart. You get promoted, so it sounds like you're directing them, and you just let them do your thing.
That's
like
awesome.
Seriously, the artists and the animators that did this work
and just play free.
That's actually my only creative contribution to that. That's
if you can see them, because you can never spot a ninja. I'm just saying.
That's right.
So speaking of free, talk about the free-to-play model. Like, how does this work?
Totally. That's a great question. So I think sometimes when we talk about free, people are getting kind of concerned. There's the play to win, pay to win problem. So in Warframe, we've been very careful to avoid that, and our players actually have taken us to school and told us how this is supposed to work, and yes, boss, absolutely. So
they got promoted.
So they got promoted. Yes. I just work for them, which is actually kind of true. You can craft. There's a deep crafting system in the game, so you can go and run bosses and find blueprints, and you can build those to build anything else that, if you make a purchase and you want to support the game, you can get it early or quick without doing that. But a lot of our players love doing that. Even our paying players love going out in parts of the solar system, finding the blueprint for like a crazy new battle axe, and then crafting it. So we don't lock. There's no paywalls. There's no like hit a wall. You can't play anymore today. We've been very careful to avoid that. So the crafting system, the blueprints. If you want to buy like a cool custom helmet, then that's how we make our money and support the ongoing development.
Cool. Anything else before we wrap up?
Ninjas play free.
Awesome. So we've got orange shirts, interior decorating, space, ninjas, and awesomeness.
Mic bashing. Yep.
I think we're good.
All right. Thanks,
High five, brother. Dude, thanks for that, man.
All right.
The Watch Dogs live demo is coming up at noon today. So to get you ready as part of our Conversations with Creator series, here's an inside look at Watch Dogs.
We wanted to have a big world for Watch Dogs, and it is. I mean, you can drive a very fast vehicle and cross the city, and we wanted to keep all the details and all the density of the city as you crossed it, and at 200 miles an hour. But more importantly, we wanted to have a deep city. We wanted depth. We wanted a lot of density. If you go at any street corner in Chicago or in a major city, there's a lot of things happening around you, and we want to preserve all of that within Watch Dogs. Make sure that the city reacts to everything you're doing, and that we preserve that detail that is so unique to a modern city in North America. So at the heart, it's the same game's vision, right? We're starting from a vision, and then Disrupt is a very scalable technology, very scalable game engine. So what we're doing is we're preserving the game experience, but if you play Watch Dogs on the PlayStation 4, we want to make sure that we use all of the console's capability. So all the game spiller we're able to make longer and stronger. All of the details in the game we're able to push forward. We have more details, more immersion. We're able to increase connectivity, increase the density of things. So it's the same game experience, but basically magnified on the PlayStation 4.
It's not just the capacity of new machinery, it's also the capacity of players to create, to interact, to socialize. So when we started to talk about Watch Dogs to Sony, they got it immediately. It is the players and their behavior that will actually bring what next gen actually means. We're starting to make a machine that has to acknowledge how our society works, how our people interact with each other, how they play with each other.
One of the things that we realized when we look at the PlayStation 4 is I think a lot of the things driving decisions for Sony were in line with some of the decisions that we were taking on Watch Dogs. I mean, Watch Dogs, one of our core pillars is connectivity. The first layer of it is the main character can connect to his whole environment. He can control the city, hack into any computer. But the game itself, we're applying it to the game. So the game is connected in many ways. So we want the player to be able to connect to Watch Dogs even through his mobile, be able to play directly with people who are on their console, who are on their PlayStation 4, even if he's on the bus. Basically being able to be attached to our game world, even when he steps out of the living room.
We are definitely in Watch Dogs exploring very new way of expressing what online could be, what it means to be connected, especially in a game where connectivity is at the heart of it.
We want the player to be surprised when he meets other players. We want him to be able to go from single player to multiplayer without having to go through a lobby, to menus, to various game settings. We want things to be natural. We want him to go to breach the wall between single player and multiplayer, if you want. I like to say that the best moments in Watch Dogs, the player is going to create them, and those are the moments we want him to go. When he goes to the office or at school the day afterwards. We want him to talk about it with his friends, right? Well, now if we're able to share a clip of that, it's even more concrete. It's your clip. You created that wow moment, and you can share a video of it.
I feel like games are there to enable people to create, to think, to wonder. It's a lot more than just pressing buttons. Like, people need to never forget that when the player plays a game, his brain is extremely active, and he should be creating and filling the gaps as he play. And I think that new machines like the PS4, their job is always to recognize that and give more power for a reason, like just provide more possibilities so that we can constantly grow that form of entertainment and make it better.